In this one, we're going to do the Scotch egg. It's beautiful, and I think you're going to like it. Okay, so here's the ingredients that we're going to use to make the Scotch eggs. I have 4 slices of brown bread. You can use white bread if that's all you have available, or whichever bread you would prefer. And we're going to turn that into breadcrumbs a little later. I also have 6 large eggs, and we're doing a batch of 6 Scotch eggs today. And then the meat, I have some sausage meat here that I bought at my local grocery store, and there's a pound there. That's 6 ounces or 453 grams. So there's our ingredients, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get started with the eggs, because they're what we're going to need first. So I'm going to put the 6 eggs very carefully into the bottom of my saucepan, and we're going to boil these. These need to be hard-boiled eggs. So they go number 5, number 6. I'm going to part fill it with water. And there they are, ready to be boiled. Okay, so now we're going to make the breadcrumbs. So I'm going to put the breadcrumbs into my blender. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so simple as that, very quick. So now we've got our breadcrumbs. So take them out, put them onto a plate so they're out of the way. Okay, we have the eggs back. They've been hard boiled. We've boiled them for about 7 or 8 minutes, just to ensure that they're hard boiled inside. We've let them cool on their own, and now we're ready to take the shells off. So take the shell off of the eggs. Okay, so we've taken the shells off of the egg, and we've got some hard-boiled eggs. A couple of them, as I was peeling them, the egg kind of started to split, but that's fine. We can use that. That's not a problem at all. I've rinsed them under the tap to make sure I've got every little piece of shell off, and so we're ready to the next stage. Okay, the next step is the sausage meat itself. So I'm going to put that into a bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt, maybe a little bit more. And a little bit of seasoning. Okay, just sprinkle that. And then I'm just going to mix that in. And then we've got 6 eggs, so we need to make 6, divide the sausage meat into 6. So you want the sausage meat balls about the size of the egg basically. So I'm going to just divide this into 6 equal parts. So it looks like we're making meatballs at this point, but I can assure you this is going to be Scotch eggs, one of my favourites. And hopefully, after you've made it, be one of yours. That's number 4. Number 5. This one's a bit big, so I'm going to add a little bit to that one. Number 6. So there we go. We've got 6 balls of sausage meat. Let's put that to one side. Okay, just to recap where we've got to. We've got our sausage meat, we've added a pinch of salt, a little bit of seasoning to it, and divided it up into 6 fairly equal parts. We've now got our 6 hard-boiled eggs, and we've put our bread through the blender, turned it into breadcrumbs. You can obviously buy breadcrumbs, but I just provided it easier to do it this way. So that's where we get to this step, and the next step is to kind of construct it all, put it all together. Okay, the next step is to put the sausage meat around the egg. There's no kind of simple way or easy way to do that. It's just kind of trial and error, but I just push my thumb into the ball of sausage meat and then gradually kind of work the sausage meat around the egg. Try and get it as even as possible until, form it with your hands, until you've got a sausage meat ball with an egg inside. I'm just going to put that to the back. That's the first one. Made that look easy, didn't I? It's so let's take the next one. Push your thumb into it. Just gently work the sausage meat around the egg until it's disappeared. Get it as even as you can. There we go. Sometimes eggs are a little bit bigger than others, so you might want to pinch a little bit of sausage meat from one of the other balls just to complete the job. So there's our number 2. So next one, push your thumb into the centre, make kind of an indentation into the sausage meat, take your egg, put it in there, and again just kind of work it around with your hands. So Scotch eggs are, as I say, one of my favourites. Great for packed lunches. You can eat them hot or cold, and good with salads. Very tasty and a little bit different. So there's our 6 egg covered, or sorry, sausage meat covered eggs. So let's move to the next stage. Okay, so I've got a baking pan, or one of my baking trays. I've covered it with some aluminium foil, and I've also sprayed it with a little bit of cooking oil, and to make it look non-stick, so they're ready to go into the oven. So the next step is to roll them around in the breadcrumbs. So we're going to take these sausage meat covered eggs, and we're going to roll them in breadcrumbs until they're kind of covered in breadcrumbs. So you can't overdo this. So and again, there's no kind of correct way to do it, but so I just kind of a little bit of rolling, a little bit of patting until it's covered. So there's the first one. We're going to put that on the tray. Let's do another one. And we're going to roll it round. A bit of patting on the breadcrumbs. Getting it covered and on as thick as possible. And the next one. This is number 3. So here are the finished Scotch eggs on the baking tray, ready to go into the oven. I'm preheating the oven to about 375, and I'm going to pop them in for about 40-45 minutes until they're golden brown. So let's do that. So here they are, they've just come out of the oven, all 5 of them. Sorry, 6, I can't count. So let's take a look. Let's just move them to one side, let's just pick one out. Second, just so you can see. You can eat them hot, you can eat them cold. I like them either with a salad or just on their own. But if we cut into one through the sausage meat, you can see in the centre here, basically you have a hard-boiled egg surrounded in sausage meat and breadcrumbs. This one, as you can see, is still steaming, as I say, it's just come out of the oven a couple of moments ago. I let it to cool a little bit. We'll probably have these cold, as I say, with a salad.
Congratulations, you've got to the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's going to inspire you to make your own Scotch eggs. If it does, let me know how you get on in the comments below. And obviously, if you have any questions, leave that in the comments below too. I will always answer your questions. But in the meantime, it'd be great if you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you back here in the next video. I'm on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook, follow me there too. It will be great to make a connection, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.